Hello, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are watching. If you're watching live, welcome. Balcony, say hello. If you're watching the replay, remember share, subscribe, hit the bell, the like bell. Give me some thumbs up so I can grow my audience. So how are you guys? I hope you're fine. I couldn't stream last Saturday due to issues. By it's okay. And we were making some Dapper schools, Catrinas in Spanish. And I think that I'll show a bit about this one. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, it went dark for a little bit. Okay. What happened this week? Finished a lot of. That's why the thumbnail has got a cute little dog over there. It's cloudy here, so that's why I'm using some just the ear. My head doesn't bump. And I got also new school material to play. I'm trying to count. Finished. It's not the same. So by Jade, what I finished. Okay, I finished this challenge. This was suggested by a friend who said that cheap material was not necessarily good for anything. And I do have a combination of good cheap material. I mean, I have good material like these skin tones. I have got more material like small bonus. But I've also got material that could be considered scholar, kind of cheap, not necessarily very nice. It works. You just have to be sure of skills that you have got and practice your skills. The sooner you can get material, go for it. Start with, don't go for the biggest in the market. It's not worth it. Go for something that is 30, 48 colors. 24 would be the minimum. I really sometimes don't recommend 12 because you don't have a lot of colors, and unless you're good at color theory, color wheel, then yeah, you can work with sets of 12 or 24. But if you're new at coloring, then it's much better something 36 colors or 48. 72 is really too much, but anyway, it all depends on your budgets and what you really want to do there. So this was done with Prismacolor Junior with, I'm going to show you more or less what I used here. Let me just take out some of the things that I used. The only good material I used here was white Prismacolor. And I'm going to show you things that I used. I used Derwent artists and basically Prismacolor Junior. The only premieres that I used were these. The rest were juniors. I used for, and I used of the white, this. So this is what we have. Okay. There was a storm, so I might not have a very good coverage today with my internet failing when we have rain season here. So this is one. This is the other one finished. So we have got graphite here. For this one, I used Derwent graphite and fabric pencil. Number 3. You can go back to some of my during this month. I have got the, I think you'll enjoy that. Those. Okay, I'll put them here. So for this dog, I used this. Particularly used and matte, really good, especially number 10 for the back. And I also used for the background that is medium and there's one that is thick. It's not really a big difference, you know. Darks here. And so this was fun. I hadn't used graphite for a long time. And when I mean time, I'm talking about 10 time I used something with. So let me just prop this one a little bit because I have to finish it up with some fixative spray and then keep it for the owner too. Let me see where I can put this one. I don't want them to be harmed if possible. Okay. Strangely, there are no birds today. That's very strange, but well. I'm going to go back into the comment area, show you what else I've got. Things I don't use. A nearby desk. And if you have got any of these stores, especially if you're in southern USA, you can get very school materials. I'm not normally very careful with my brushes. I take care of my pencils a little bit more, but here you have got HEB stores. They're a big thing in the north of Mexico. Like years and a half, probably, no more than 3, to Querétaro, and they have been a hit. They with one store, and 6 months later they have another one in the area where I am. And I know they are building 1 or 2 stores more in this city, which is really good. There are other super centers that they are not really thinking about the growth of this city. We're very close to Mexico City. We are like 2 hours and a half, depending on traffic, north Mexico City. So we have a big population coming from there. And these are the 2 brands that you can get. And I was surprised by this one. These are acrylic paint markers, and I like them. They're quite interesting, quite good. So sometimes we underestimate school supplies, and then this time of the year when everyone is getting ready for back to school, surprisingly the blues are working very well on dark paper. Well, when you're getting back to school, all the stores have a lot of material, and then clearance comes, and when that happens, just go ahead and get something. You might like to experiment with that, who knows. So these are looking good on black paper. I have already tested them on regular white paper. They do have a small kind of noticeable smell, but yeah, they do smell like paint. This one is not painting there at all, but it does. Okay, let's do something here because we're experimenting. I think the Faber-Castell is wider. Let's see. Interesting. But this one is ink, not acrylic. Gotta keep it handy. But there we go. Nice. So I've started experimenting with this one. I'm also going to open this brush set because I'm going to paint the Katrina. And this is what I told you that I my brushes that much. Look at that. It's totally not working anymore. So I got this set. I don't think it was like $1 or $1.50. So there we go. We have this coat. But they bounce really, really nice for wash, for acrylic paint. Something that you don't mind ruining your brushes. Okay, so let me just go water. Use this little paint here. I think we're going to have again a very, very cloudy day. So, very interesting cloudy day. Why? Because this is rainy season and we have been told that we are kind of in a, I'm not too sure how to pronounce some words so early in the morning. So our water is scarce and that's not good at all. This is what I started painting with these markers. So I used these two colors for the dress. And I liked some of the effects. Some of them already have got like pencil there. But I still don't know what this is. But the muzzle is a little bit strange. I know the teeth are here, but I don't know. It's very strange. This is by Jade Summers, is the Hits coloring book. So I just want, because it's a very, very strange drawing. But anyway, I use the acrylics here and here. If they're a little bit damp, they mix much better like acrylic paint. But if you let them dry, you can produce certain strokes that will not move. Something interesting is that when this is still wet, when the marker is still wet, you can move the paint around. I have not tested if this is waterproof like any acrylic, but it should be. So I'll probably finish this one today if I figure out what these two things are. I kind of suppose this is water, but not sure. Okay, where are my birdie friends? I normally promote them as part of my stream and they are not here. But here we go. And this is the Katrina. It's already dry. I made a dress out of foil and masking tape. So last Sunday we created this one So that was good. So we're going to paint this one between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if will stream. It's coming back from Madrid, so going to be live. We'll probably do something, I don't know, probably from the airport or traveling streaming or something like that. That's why we're not streaming together tomorrow. And we are moving up to August. Yeah. And we're going to do something new. Miriam practically finished her Katrina in the previous stream. I didn't because it was just too wet and I couldn't paint. So today you're going to see a little bit of these. I've already got some ideas on more Ekaterinas to do because the season is coming. So I'll probably create another one before we go to school, probably. Most of the head will be covered by hair and a hat, so that's why I don't mind so much painting on top of it that much. I love this brand of acrylics. It's cheap, it's very, very affordable. Let me try to stay on camera. You can still see the paper and the foil, but now that it's hardened, it's much easier to manipulate. And here on my channel, you can look for the video of last Sunday, and this is where you have all the process of Katrina's and story. Hi Stacy, welcome, good morning. You see my banners, the comments. There's a delay with my stream and my StreamYard. So if I don't answer quickly, just forgive me a little bit. Okay. I don't know why the comments don't show on StreamYard, but anyway. So I'm not planning to be live for a long time, just a little bit. Because as usual, morning chores, fixing breakfast, getting my dad ready for his daily activities. He's probably going to go hiking or walking around. Yeah, hiking around the neighborhood. He likes that. And I needed to start getting ready for the semester. We have classes starting very soon. Here in Mexico, we normally start classes around August the 7th or August 14th, not in September like in other parts of the world. But there you go. This one's still, I hope. Yeah, this one is still moving a little bit, so it's still a dancing Katrina. So there you go. And I was thinking about using some kind of a purple lilac. This one is very, very thick. So get a little bit of water in there. Yeah, the comments are not showing on StreamYard. So I just depend on YouTube to read some comments. Interesting. I like the color, but I don't like that the painting is very thick. Let me try with another brush. I need something bigger. Yes, I know, Stacy. It's a little bit. I'll probably, if Miriam doesn't stream tomorrow, then I'll probably stream to show you the finished process. Okay, let me see. Hi, Didi. Thank you for coming by. Nice to see you here. Thank you for the thumbs up. My streams are not necessarily that long, so I normally stream for 1 hour, 15 minutes, so it's something that you can easily see on a replay. But thank you very much for coming by. I'm painting this up close so you can get to see that this is still a very, very hands-on material thing, and it shouldn't be perfect. Should look handmade. I'll probably stream later today with Christopher Runciman from Canada. If that is the case, I'll let you know on Instagram. So I don't know what I'll be doing with him, but he'll be drawing. He's much better than me. But anyway. Hello, Shaz. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Very late in Australia, I suppose. I have a friend living in Melbourne. She married an Australian like 14 years ago. She was a colleague at school. We're in a high school together. And, well, she fell in love. She married and she just left everything here. Family, friends, job, everything. She's got a kid, Andy. And there you go. We normally see each other on Facebook. Oh my God, 10:45 Saturday. Here it's 6:45 a.m. It's a big decision. Big decision to leave everything and follow the love of your life. So far away. Yeah, she has come back to visit, but she normally comes like every 3-4 years. She recently finished a major because she couldn't work. She's a psychologist, so her papers were not valid. Oh, I just painted the arm purple. We'll use some cream here. So she's very happy because she's just graduated and now she's able to work. As far as I know, her husband is an actor, theater actor. Not sure if he has been on like secondary roles, Australian productions or not. But I met him and he's a very nice guy. Really nice. He learned Spanish, of course. So now, with all the friends and family, he can have a conversation in Spanish, English. Interesting, Stacy. I think that's the same case. I think she met him somewhere online, and yeah, that's why I find her decision really, really bold, and like it really surprised us when she told us. But it's one of those love stories that happen online and they have a happy ending. I also got another friend. She was also on this, similar to Tinder, but it was not the same. So she met this man online, and this man told her, I'm going to go on vacation to Mexico, one of those touristic destinations in Merida that is very, very, well, not close to Cancun, but in the area, the south. So he booked a hotel and he paid for the airline ticket and told her, I'm going to meet you at the hotel. And I'm talking about probably 6 or 7 years ago, probably 7 years ago. And that's really bold as well. I mean, how are you going to go to a hotel and meet somebody you have never, never seen, but just online? And wait for him at the hotel. Spend the weekend to meet him. And then, after the weekend, my friend came back because we were working at the same school. And she told me, I met this guy and blah, blah, blah. And we were there together at the weekend. And I'm going to marry him. And I was like, oh my God. Her name is Veronica. And I was like, Vero, are you really sure? I said, yes, really nice. So this year, they had their 6-year anniversary. She's in California. I don't remember the name of the town because it's a very, very small town. And they've been married for 6 years. She left also everything here. She left her adult kids. The kids were already in university or older, so they had families already. They were married, so nothing there to worry about. So she stayed there without traveling to Mexico for 1 year. I think that's the requirement for the spouse visa or something like that, or residency. I don't know. You know that much better than I do. So there you are. Amazing. Just amazing. And I have another story now that you tell me that you like those, Shaz. My cousin, he was hired by an American company long time ago after he finished his university. He's 40 something, so he's been in the USA for more than 20 years. So he's already got the nationality and everything. And he is very, very Catholic. His family is extremely Catholic. Mine should be too, but I'm not that, well, passionate about religion. So I didn't know that there was kind of a Tinder or something just for Catholics. And he met his future wife like 2 years ago in that side. She's from Argentina but living in Spain. And he's a home office, so he can work wherever he wants. He can go to Europe or he can come to Mexico. He can go wherever he wants and work. His home, I think, is in Houston, but he can be in a home office whatever he wants. So he decided to spend last year like 6 months in Barcelona to meet the future wife and her family. And they are getting married. She's already in Houston, I think. They have not married yet, which is a surprise coming from a family that is, well, the two families that are ultra Catholic. And she's already, I think, in the process of being there 1 year without leaving, so they can get married or something like that. So interesting. That's another happy ending. But well, happy ending in the making, I'll say, right? Because my experiences online getting to know people in that kind of mood or mode have not been really good. So I prefer not to test that again. No, no, no. Yes, I know, Shaz, it's difficult. It is. You need to fulfill a lot of requirements. I don't know, it's something that for some people it's their dream, but for some others they do it because there is a need. And there you go. That's a good thing about acrylics. You can just wipe out the mistakes. I had to take one of my cats outside my studio because he was just trying to climb on everything. That crazy little thing that I have as cat. I'm going to do something here because I don't like this brush. I'm going to give this brush a bit of a haircut. So there you go. Oh my God, Shaz, that's a very interesting story. Okay. So, do you often go back to the UK to visit that part of your family, or do they come and visit? Because it's not easy. It's a lot of hours flying and traveling. And let me just get out. Yeah, my family was not that adventurous. My dad got once the chance to go and work and live in Brazil, but he said no. I was a baby. I think I was just like 1 or 2 years old when he was offered that. And he said, no, thank you very much. Could have been good, you know. Because I have always liked Brazil. Okay, let's try. And I have to put something to remember that I have to be on camera. I don't have miniature brushes. I need to get some because these are just too big for this one. I'm planning to make another Katrina, but it's going to be bigger. Definitely bigger. Because this is embarrassing to use as miniature. And sometimes you have to leave everything behind because you feel that you cannot grow. You cannot grow there. And sometimes it's much better. Yeah, I understand that. I don't have any kids. I just have my nieces. But that was something that my mom really, really liked, to be very close to her grandkids. And they were close enough. Before her passing, it was a nice relationship that she had with not only us as her kids, but also her granddaughters. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, sometimes I wish traveling was cheaper so families could really get together more often. And it's unbelievable that we are connected easily by the internet, but when it comes to distances, this is still a very, very big world. Hi, Seven. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for coming. As this is the first Katrina ever, that I have made and painted, this one is going to be considered a weird experiment. I'm not expecting this one to look good enough, but acceptable. And the next one is going to be much better because this is the experiment one. Okay. Yeah, normally I can tell you that in this case, this was the other way around. My dad, he's the one who wanted to move, and I persuaded him to move out of Mexico City because in our case it was safety, was really, really struggle to be there. A lot of um, a lot of robbery, crime around the area where we were living. So that was not good. And both Dad and I were happy with the move because I couldn't get a stable job. That was the reality. I was working like 15 miles away from the house, always with traffic. So it was not really easy to spend that much time and gas for one, sometimes two classes. It was just ridiculous. I was kind of literally paying for going to work, so I didn't have any money for anything, literally anything. And my worst year was 2017, that I just didn't have any classes and groups. That's sometimes the burden of being a very strict teacher, following the rules. In those schools, they didn't like that. It was like the students are the clients, so you should be nice to the students and things like that. So for me, it was a move that it was mostly kind of a job thing. This is going to be also an alien Katrina because Castellet's fingers. But anyway. But for my mom, the move was very hard. She was feeling here very disconnected from her family. Her family was in Mexico City and in Toluca, that is a very, very near city. It's like 1 hour and a half, 1 hour from Mexico City. So most of her family was there. And they didn't come and visit her when we moved, except for one of her brothers. The sisters, the other 4 sisters, and the other brother, they never came. And it was just really, really close. So she was, I think, depressed. And suddenly the pandemic hit. So there were restrictions here. You couldn't move from one state to another state unless you proved that you were a resident from this state. So literally people were asking to have a U-turn on the highway. Literally. They stopped them and said, give me your papers, show me your papers. Oh, you're not a resident. Please return to Mexico City. So my mom was feeling sad because we were here, just the three of us, isolating. One of my sisters lives here, so she was coming and visit, but very, very like counted visits because of the restrictions. My sister was very afraid of the virus, so she was panicking all the time. And we tried to tell her, no, don't be so scared, please. Like, everything is going to be okay. But anyway. And another factor that I think affected my mom, that she started smoking more and more during the pandemic. We told her not to because it was like another risk factor. And well, oh, sorry, Shaz, I didn't see your question. Yes, I'm living in Mexico. I used to live in Mexico City. I was born in Mexico City 50 something years ago. And in 2018, in December, we moved to Querétaro. That is probably the fourth or the fifth biggest city in Mexico. And for me, it was life-changing because I was able to get a job that I hope that I can keep in the university nearby. And I have to drive like 2.5 miles to get to my job. It's like 8 minutes, more or less, from my house. I've been working there since June 2019 and I love it. It's a lot of hard work to be a university professor, but here we have got students from all over the country. More than 50% of the students here come from different states. So it's a very, very multicultural city because of the states. And the people are nice. We still have a lot of green areas here. You can see some of the videos in the home views list. And my dad improved his health since the move. So that was really, really good for him. I'm going to try and do something here with the dress, another experiment. But my mom, because of all the depression, the pandemic, and her smoking habits, she left us like 2 years ago. It's going to be 2 years at the end of August. So now I hope I can have still more years with my dad, because it's really, really different to have a relationship with your parents when you are an adult than when you're a child, and especially a teenager. So I can say that my relationship with my dad has improved a lot. And I mean a lot.
we have become friends, companions. We help each other. He likes to hang out with me. So I normally watch the Formula One um, races with him when I'm on vacation, because when I'm during the semester, it's a little bit harder to get some free time there. So definitely, I think for me it has been a blessing to get to know them, both of them, as adults, and trying to have that different way to understand how they see the things, and you finish um, with a lot of appreciation. I really still don't know how my dad could support a family of 5 with his only job, and we had a great life as kids. We we had almost everything we asked for, but we also understood the the hardship of growing up in a country with economic crisis and money problems and things like that. But we were able to have a lot of things. And my mom could have worked if she wanted, because she was offered some positions as secretary, things like that. But my dad told her, no, 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 stay with the kids, stay with the girls. You don't need to work. I can just handle this on my own. And he did. And he traveled a lot. His job required for him to travel a lot. He was a manager, maintenance managers of different factories. So he was traveling a lot to the USA, to Europe, to Canada. But still, he was a constant presence in our lives. We went to private schools almost all our lives. We also had sport clubs memberships. So we were able to go to school in the morning, and then in the afternoon go to classes, swimming, dance, basketball, volleyball, whatever was offered there. And that was for a long time. I think we kept that membership for around 10, 15 years probably. We had once a year vacations at the beach, like in these stars, these 5-star hotels and things like that, that were also kind of a benefit of my dad's job. And now it's impossible, now it's necessary for both mom and dad to work if they want to support a family. And families are, of course, smaller in Mexico. They're 3 kids is not common anymore. 2, 1 kid. That's what people can support. And I'll put that in quotations, because now the parents are not hands-on parents. They are like iPad parents or tablet parents. Like the first thing the parents here in Mexico find the moment the kids finish the school is a summer course, so they can drop the kids at school all the time, and they can have their lives. I think it's sad. Yeah, when one of the parents is gone, Stacy, normally there are two things. Or the relationship with the other one improves, or it totally breaks. It all depends on how you, well, on how you kind of tackle the mourning part. I know my dad still misses my mom. I know because he doesn't tell me because he doesn't want me to suffer. But I know that because he tells my other sisters, especially the youngest one. He's got a very good relationship with my youngest sister. So she's like the confidant, and I'm like the carer and the friend to hang out and things like that. Okay. Oh my god, so fast, 1 hour? This is cool. I got this yesterday and oh, this one has got a defect. I like things with defects, you know. I have here a color pencil set of 72 colors, and one of the colors is not a color. It has a defect. It's just a wooden piece. And I could have returned it, but I decided to keep it. Because here returning things to Amazon is just a big circus. So I think of that set as a collectible. So I'm trying to add some blue to the dress, kind of emulating a little bit of the shadows. It's not going to be very accurate, but I just like the effect. So as soon as I know what time Christopher Runciman streams, I'll try to drop by his stream today. He is celebrating today like 200 pages of comic pages or something like that. So it's one page a day. So today is the 200 page celebration that he's going to draw. And I'm probably there, maybe coloring, not doing this one, but maybe coloring a little bit. So he's one of my heroes, you know, like making one page a day with all the things that he has got to do. It's like, wow. Sometimes I procrastinate a lot. Could do more things, but sometimes it's just too much to, especially after a session of grading essays and homework assignments. But I prefer grading essays. I don't like teaching that much basic levels of English, not necessarily my hit. It's hard, but I'll do it. It's nice when you teach kids and they are in basic levels because they are like sponges and they do everything you ask, they do. But college students, university students in basic levels, they are just a nightmare. They don't want to learn, they don't see, they don't understand. I have to say, it's much better. They don't understand how the language is going to help them. And it's really, really hard to motivate them. Okay. This one, Shaz, I'm going to show you what this is. The skeleton is made of wire. So I'm going to tilt it. So there's more weight. have the, so you have foil, and you have masking tape, and this one is toilet paper with white glue, and you let it dry, and after 48 hours this paper mache is ready to be painted. This one took like a week because I didn't do anything to this one for a week. And acrylic painting, and that's it. And just your imagination in combining colors and trying to see how it works. Yeah, it's paper mache, Shaz. Just paper mache. It's an invention here. Definitely. Miriam Wolf, Art Curious, she used foam clay in different colors. I only have white, so that's why mine was originally white. Now it's a creamy color. That's originally white. And I decided to paint this one because I like painting. I like painting things. So it's kind of sad that my chat is not showing up on StreamYard. It's just here on YouTube. Yes, you use some wire to make the skeleton. If you want to watch the replay of my last streaming, that was last Sunday, you can get to see the skeleton. I didn't do the process of the skeleton live because it was the first time I did one. I didn't want to mess up live on camera. That was going to be too embarrassing. But you can see the skeleton, how I started covering it with foam clay. And you can also see Miriam's process that was different. So we decided to show both processes. Miriam is from Argentina. She lives in Israel. And we have kind of agreed to stream together for probably once a month, starting in August. And we're going to be doing some crazy things, but she's also very, very, very creative. Let me see if I can retrieve her channel. I'll do it. Because I have to let some of this dry in order to add another layer. I mean, acrylic is fast to dry, but I need to be more careful with the bones. I have to start thinking about the hat and the hair. I'm going to use beads, real beads, for part of the dress, so I have to go and find them. I need to find all that material for tomorrow to continue streaming this Katrina. And there are some Katrinas in Mexico that are monumental, and they have like different colors. It's a really, really favorite kind of character to use for the Day of the Dead. And the Day of the Dead here, it's not just one day, it's the complete sequence. It all starts on October the 30th, I think. And it's believed that the souls of the dead come back. If you have seen the movie of Coco, that's more or less the tradition. So it's believed that, for example, pets come on a certain day, then the kids, then the people with no family or things like that, and finally the adults are the last ones to arrive on November the 2nd. And that's why the offerings last for a lot of days. We mentioned last stream that we are not supposed to eat the food at the offerings. Must not be eaten. Because they're supposedly being tasted by the dead. So I'm going to type in the movie name. So let me move these here. So the movie is Coco. Is, I don't know if it's Disney, Pixar, or so it more or less follows the tradition. Okay, and over there you can see a lot of Catrinas, you can see a lot of skeletons, you can see alebrijes that are like fantastic mixed animals or mixtures of animals. And alebrijes are also joined into the tradition. There are some other movies in Spanish. I don't know if they have I'm thinking if they have translation or subtitles or something. Let me try and find Art Curious. Okay, and let me drop her channel as well. Okay, let's paste and send. So there you have Miriam's channel. And I totally this year I'm planning to do more collaborations with different channels. I started collaborating with Beth Schuler. I haven't been able to make it to her streams lately, especially on Saturdays, because normally on Saturdays in the afternoon, my dad likes to go hiking and doing different things. So he is not like very happy if I go and watch a stream for 2 or 3 hours. He's like, what are you doing there? So that's why I haven't been able to be with her. And with Miriam, we have been doing like certain collabs as well. So there you go. I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to stop the streaming here. I'll probably add another layer of paint. And tomorrow at around 6:30, yeah, 6:15, 6:30, I'll continue working with this one also a little bit, like 1 hour and 15 minutes or something like that. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to work with the hair and the hat. So I'm going to let you go and have a cup of coffee, relax a little bit. Don't forget that Stacy is on in 30 minutes. So also go and visit her. Stacy, share your channel also for the replay so they can have it later on in the future. Right. I'm normally there, but I'm in the background because I'm eating sometimes there. And my dad is like, why don't you talk to me? Why are you just chatting there? So anyway. Okay. So have a very nice day. And I'll see you around. I'll use my community page to let you know if I stream or not with Christopher. Okay, so thank you very much, guys.
and take care. Bye.